the why behind pursuing a career as a developer and why it's extremely important to have one before starting. Let's check. Hey there, I'm Daniela. I'm a web developer with several years of experience in the field. I've worked in startup, I've worked in corp, as well as I've been a freelancer. I'm also a semi-self-taught, semi-bootcamp graduate who basically pivoted her career from architecture to tech. And I have some stories to tell, so if you want to hear them out, then stick around. So, you've decided that you want to pursue a career in tech. You're willing to put in the work, you're willing to put in the long hours that's needed in order to achieve that goal and finally be a developer. But there is this one thing that I have observed to be one of the most crucial ones when deciding to join this not so easy path. And yes, it is the why you choose to embark on this tough journey. I have known people who didn't have the why or couldn't come up with one even a little bit further down the line, and you pretty much can guess where their journey is now. See, learning something new ain't easy, and feeling stupid multiple times a day is probably not something anybody desires. Being stuck, being doubtful of your abilities is something that is gonna happen, and it's not nice. I'm not telling those things in order to discourage you, but I do want to paint a somewhat realistic picture of what might happen and which feelings you might encounter. Alright, so you're on this journey. We have settled some expectations that we have. You are right before hitting your first milestone that you have established for yourself. Maybe it's finishing a course or maybe preparing for an exam in your bootcamp, and things start getting harder and harder and harder without an end or an ease in sight. Yeah, that is the reality of it. That can happen, most likely gonna happen, or maybe you have already experienced that, so you know what I'm talking about. And in this exact moment, that's where you need your why. You need something that is going to motivate you regardless of how hard things are. They're going to remind you why you're doing this to yourself and why you absolutely cannot give up. Why doesn't have to be one thing. It can be a bunch of things. It can be a whole vision, many goals, many reasons, but it needs to be something. How do we come up with one? How do we know what is going to motivate us? I'm sure you do have some reasons behind why you started learning how to code and why you decided to choose this path. It can be the success stories we've all heard before. It can be the attractive salaries, the flexibility, maybe the job market, or maybe it was just sparking an interest inside of you. Basically, the list can go on and on and on. I cannot tell you why you started and if the reason you have behind it is going to push you enough when things get hard, but I can tell you that vague reasons like, everybody's coding, that might be easy, so let me do that as well, might be not the best one. You basically need to think about something that when things get hard, you will not trick yourself into quitting. If we take the vague example that I just mentioned above, how exactly is that going to motivate anybody when things get hard? You're just gonna be like, well, it is hard, bye. We all know that at times we're our own enemies. We know how to trick ourselves and convince ourselves to quit. We know our weak points and we know how to push those buttons. We need to be aware of that and we need to come up with a very good why for ourselves. You could create a story, you could create a vision, something that every time things get hard or very hard, it's going to pop up in your mind and it's going to, I don't know, kind of create like a warm feeling inside of you and be like, you know what? I have that goal and that's why I'm doing it. I have to keep going. And your why has to be real. You know yourself, you know the reasons why you're starting, you know the reasons why you might quit, so you need to be very, very, very honest with yourself. You could even go further and list your possible struggles, intentions, motivations, and so on. Your reasons can adapt or change with time because we all know that coding doesn't take 1 month, so life might be changing or pivoting. It's totally fine to add or remove, but your core reason should probably stay the same. Here are some questions and directions that can assist you on your exploration of your why. What attracts you in coding or in tech? What do you want to achieve by learning how to code? Maybe prove yourself that you can learn something new and get a job in it. Maybe your aspiration is to build a tech company around the product. Or maybe it's not related to a job and you just want to be tech literate and maybe build some fun games for yourself. What will having a career in tech enable you to do? Having a dream house, have security and stability, have a secure work position in a growing job market, or anything of that kind. What will be the thing for yourself that will mark it that you made it? Having your first job, building your first app, or getting your first tech salary? And what will you do after you complete the make it step? Pay off bills, debt, buy your family a dinner out, or take a vacation to a dream destination, anything that you wish to reward yourself with. As you can see, there aren't really any rules. This is just questions that you can ask yourself in order to give yourself direction when coming up with your why. I hope this can help you to get clear on the why you started doing this. It can motivate you in the darkest times when coding gets hard, when things get hard and we think about quitting. It can also be a great thing after some time, reflect on it and check why you started, because we always get caught up in the whole life thing and we forget about the real reasons why we did some stuff, our real intentions, and you're most likely going to surprise yourself when you're gonna read it after some time and see how far you've come. If you have any recommendations how to approach the coming up with the why, or what helped you when you were struggling while learning how to code or searching for your first job, or even maybe during your first years as a developer, let me know in the comments and share it with the community, because we can all benefit from sharing our experiences. Until then, I wish you a good day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Stay safe, go get those goals, and see you next time. Bye!